In the heart of America's quiet countryside, life was simple. Golden fields of corn swayed in the breeze. Children laughed barefoot along dirt roads, and the people of Mason Hollow believed their world would always remain untouched. But fate had other plans. It began with a sound, not thunder, not machines, but something deeper, a roar that seemed to tear open the sky. The earth shook, dishes rattled, farmers froze mid-swing, and then the shadow fell. From beyond the valley, he emerged, a colossal figure, taller than silos, broader than church steeples, skin like scarred stone, eyes burning with molten fire. He was a legend made flesh, a titan out of time. The villagers would come to call him the Hong Kong Giant, and he had not come in peace. Houses shattered beneath his fists, fields erupted in fire, families fled, farmers fell. Every step shook the valley, every roar broke the sky. Mason Hollow was no longer a village, it was a battlefield. But in the chaos, one girl ran. Emily Carter, 16 years old, alone, afraid, hiding in an abandoned barn, clutching her notebook to her chest. And as the giant's gaze swept across the village, it was clear. He wasn't searching for land, or soldiers, or even conquest. He was searching for her. By nightfall, the US military had descended. Tanks thundered across the back roads. Helicopters swarmed the skies. Missiles screamed into the night. Colonel Jonathan Briggs led the charge. "Deploy the tanks," he ordered. "Bring him down." The battlefield erupted in fire. Shells, rockets, explosions. The night sky turned into war. But nothing could stop him. The Hong Kong Giant marched through fire, through steel, through everything they threw his way. And always, he moved closer to Emily, inside the barn. Emily's mind split with visions. A temple beneath the sea. Ancient carvings. A girl's face etched in stone. A face that looked like hers. This was no accident. This was destiny. She was bound to him. And he would never stop. Until he found her. Soldiers stormed the barn. "There! The girl!" Emily screamed, but they dragged her into the open. Colonel Briggs gave the order. "We give him what he wants. We save the village." The battlefield fell silent as Emily stepped forward, and for the first time, the giant froze. His rage dissolved. His burning eyes softened, filled with something more than fury. Recognition. Longing. The world held its breath. But high above, death was already in motion. A fighter jet released its weapon. A steel net, massive and unbreakable, dropped from the heavens. The Hong Kong Giant roared, thrashing violently, tearing the earth apart beneath him. Emily cried out, "Stop! You're hurting him!" But the engines drowned her voice. Another jet dove, and from its belly, a bomb fell. The explosion lit the valley like a second sun. The shockwave flattened the land, and when the smoke cleared, the Hong Kong Giant lay broken, still, defeated. The village exhaled. Soldiers lowered their weapons. Survivors crawled from cellars. For them, it was victory, but not for Emily. Through the haze of fire and ruin, she looked upon the fallen titan. His eyes, once blazing with fury, were now only fading embers. Whatever bond had tied them together, across time and oceans, ended here in blood and silence. Without a word, she turned and walked away, past the wreckage of her home, past the soldiers and their machines, past the grateful villagers who would never understand. The war was over.
Please,
The village was saved. But in her heart, Emily knew the truth. This was no victory. It was a tragedy. High above, dawn broke across the horizon, casting golden light over the smoking ruins of Mason Hollow. The fields were gone. The houses shattered, but the sun still rose, and on the ground, the body of the Hong Kong giant lay sprawled like a fallen mountain, chains of steel
Evacuate the child!
still binding
She is
him.
the key!
His eyes, once blazing with fire, were now only faint embers. And somewhere in the silence, in the hollow between destruction and survival, a girl walked alone, carrying a secret no one else would ever know. The world had seen a monster. She had seen something more. And though the Hong Kong giant was gone, his shadow would never leave her.